Okay, so of course, Nipsey has his toy and he's gonna be here for a special appearance during this video. If you hear my dog playing with his toy. So usually, right now I'm gonna do a reading for my boyfriend, and so he's here. Say hello. And so I've been using this like whenever I'm clearing my space, and it says it's agua de Cananga de Peru, the one that I got last time when we went to the crystal shop. And it says higher spiritual calling for peace of mind and soul, brings protection and helps to connect with ancestors. So I got some different crystals and things there, and yeah, I'm still learning about them, but have been feeling the benefits. So today I wanted to do a reading where I'm going to pull 4 cards and we're going to go through 4 things. The first one is going to be something you need to know right now, the energy surrounding the situation. Oh, Bryce is here. What will help you to feel more at peace, and what do you need more or less of in your life? Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right, so this is kind of like a tarot for beginners, I guess, because like I had this idea to do this. Okay, so the whole fam is here. So anyway, I was telling my boyfriend earlier that I asked him if I can do a reading for him, and I kind of wanted to be like a tarot for beginners in a sense, so like we can ask questions or just talk about like as if this were somebody's first time, which I have read for you before, right? But
yeah, but I never pay attention because I'm always doing something, you know.
What? Can we replay that?
It's a joke.
So that I can replay it in it.
I've never gotten a full reading.
What the fuck? I feel like I have given you a reading before.
One card.
One card. Well, like at one of my pop-ups, I think, or I usually do try to practice with Colby, but I'm like, don't pay attention. I'm just practicing,
Whatever.
and so that's probably what he means, and he probably doesn't pay attention. I guess he really.
I do.
But yeah, okay. Well, then, so we're gonna go through these cards. Then something that you need to know right now. So right now I'm using my tarot deck, but I was thinking of getting another. I got a new deck, and I kind of want to use that one and some of the other ones. But before we get into it, I kind of wanted to ask you, like, if it is your first, well then what, I guess Nipsey also has something to say. No, yeah, like, I guess, like, going into it, or, like, if you've never had a full reading, like, what are some questions, I guess, that you, not questions that you might have for, like, the tarot, but just, like, I don't know, I just want to know how it feels, or, like,
Feel good.
I mean, I don't really have any expectations. I just want to understand fully what you're doing. I mean, I don't know much at all, and so you explaining it will be very helpful.
Yeah.
About the process and kind of just figuring out like what happens to that person and
I
how
got
it
you,
relates
fam.
and
sure.
how each card relates to you personally and you know what it means.
Sure. Do you feel like you have any questions for me, like, also, like, about that?
Nah.
Okay.
I'll have questions as it goes.
Okay, I'm gonna pull the first one then. So something you need to know right now. So you get the 8 of Swords. So this is it. That's how it looks. So I feel like whenever I see this card, and this is a collective reading. Do you know what that means?
Yeah, it's just generalized to the public.
Yes, because I am like reading on a collective level. And I will say that even when I read for myself, I do find that it resonates on a collective level. But I am reading this for us being here right now, right? So it's something you need to know right now. And 2, just to like touch on this is that I feel like with the tarot, or like me beginning it too, like sometimes I would get scared like seeing cards like this, or like I didn't know what they meant. And I feel like I've had my own journey of going through it, and like with this one especially. So something you need to know right now, whoever is watching this or listening, is like, I think it's really, do not be afraid to like go forward, and like whatever your fears have been before, like just know that you have the power to take off like the blindfold that's in this card. Do you see how she has, like, she has a blindfold and then she's like wrapped in it a little bit, and then but she's like wearing red, so that color always reminds me of like the power that we have within us, and like also like going against the fears that we may have, because I see the swords being in the past, and the swords in the tarot also represent thoughts. so as we're like, when I see this card, I feel like something that we need to know right now is that these thoughts are in the past. Like, yes, the things that we think have already, basically, like, our thoughts are always being created and thoughts are always going, but just to know that, like, we're always moving forward and we always have that power to continue to move forward and to feel through things. And even if it's like picking up the pieces of things, but it's like once we get rid of those thoughts and take off that blindfold, we really get to see like the majesty and the foundation and the things that we've created around us. So I really love this card, even though sometimes people get scared with it. Or like, I don't know, sometimes I feel like the swords cards, like, I think what I was trying to say here is just that sometimes we can fear what our thoughts sometimes are trying to tell us, but we shouldn't fear what is in there. I think sometimes when we bring it to the surface, we're able to really go deep in there and see that it's really not so deep, and just like it is in this card. So yeah. But anyway, like, what do you see when you see this card? Or like, what do you think?
I think it's someone that doesn't see anything, that's kind of like blindfolded and kind of tied up, so they feel trapped.
Yeah.
Kind of more like where you imagine, you bring in your imagination to where, I mean, you determine your reality, I guess, is a good view of that, because that person is in a very bad spot, but they can envision whatever they want, and they can envision their life however it feels and however it really is.
Bryce, he's right next to you. Yeah, I love that you said that, because whenever, like, as right before, I was thinking like the word self-sabotage, and I feel like that's kind of what you're saying. Or like sometimes I feel like what this card also reminds me of is that we have to realize, like, yes, sometimes it is just things or thoughts that we create, right? Or like, but we can't let it hold us back. So I'm gonna go to the next one, the energy surrounding the situation. So we get the world in reverse. I love this card, and I think so something you need to know right now is this one, and then the next card is energy surrounding the situation, which is the world in reverse. I always like kind of just go through both energies, but so the energy I feel like surrounding the situation right now is like maybe like something that we need to know, or again, anybody listening to this, is like, I think the energy surrounding this situation is that it is like otherworldly, or within, like it involves the whole world. And the world card also reminds me of like international connections, like we've been talking about, like just like very much like the world is waiting for you kind of thing. And I always notice the oval or the circle in this, even though it's reverse. I'm actually going to look up exactly what it might mean in reverse, like as far as like some keywords, because Bryce, he's here. Oh look, and I literally opened the booklet and it was that.
So freaking cool.
So it says so in reverse, well, actually in the upright position, and just looking at it, right, so we get the oval, and then there's like a woman, and then there's like angels, there's a vulture I think on the side if you see it, and then the lion, and then what's that animal right there, do you see?
It's a bull.
Bull.
Or like a bison.
Yeah, I don't know, right? But I sometimes don't notice the things on the side. So on the upright position, it means it assured success, recompense, voyage, route, flight, or change of place. But in the reverse position right now, it's just signifying that the energy around this situation, that there's more of like, it's more fixed. There's more, it's like, it's more of a slow movement than something that is fast paced, because the card in reverse represents a kind of permanence. So I feel like right now the energy in this situation, or something that you need to know, is like, maybe even though the world or the energy of everything can feel overwhelming, but just knowing that like you are creating or have created stability for yourself. So even though the world or going forward, sometimes things can feel scary, it's like you can really, with this card, I feel like it always reminds me of like success and ventures, and just really connecting with yourself and knowing, I think that whenever we connect with ourselves, we're able to connect with the world more deeply. So what we need to know right now is like embrace those fears, tap into the power of you, and the energy surrounding the situation is that you've created stability for yourself, like even through the whirlwind of life. So yeah, I don't know, do you have anything to say with that one? I was thinking this is almost approaching 10 minutes, so I don't know if maybe we could do a part 2 on the other ones, because
Sure.
I'm kind of like
No, that's a much more like free
card.
Like a free spirit type, more free spirit, that you're more open and
Yeah.
and you kind of don't care. I mean, she's naked. She don't care about her appearance.
Yeah.
She's doing what she wants to do. I mean, I don't know what she's twirling, but that seems like she's like dancing or doing something that she really enjoys.
He's so cute. Yeah.
There's a bird looking over her, kind of like the eagle.
We were just talking about a vulture, remember, and like birds.
Yeah, and then the lion below. I mean, could be protection and strength.
I also
the bull as well, or I don't know if that's a bison or whatever that is.
Think it might
but
be
that's
a
also
bull.
Powerful, like
Stable.
predatory animal. And then I don't know what that person is at the top. What is that?
I think it's just like a man or something.
Yeah, it's
It
got
looks
weird ear or something like that.
or something, but it's almost like it's being taken.
That's kind of like a free spirit, kind of like the vibe to that card.
Sure, no, yeah, for sure. In this little booklet, it says, this represents also the perfection and the end of the cosmos, the secret which is within it, the rapture of the universe when it understands itself in God. It is further the state of the soul in the consciousness of divine vision. Wow, Colby reads tarot.
Why?
Because you like literally said this. Just kidding. Or like, I don't know. I feel like that's what it's about though too. And that's kind of why I want to say that, is that like, I can have my own interpretation, but it's like what you also see. And that's why I ask you, and how I like to like learn, because it's all, what you also feel and interpret. So it says it's reflected from the self-knowing spirit. It has more than one message and a macrocosmic side, and is, for example, a state of restored world when the law of manifestation shall be carried to the highest degree of natural perfection. But it is perhaps more especially a story of the past, referring to that day when all is declared to be good, when the morning stars sang together and all the sons of God shouted for joy. Lastly, it may be called the crown of Magi, is what it says. And on the page here, it's 22. And I was going to ask you, what is the number here at the top? Because sometimes I...
That
21?
is 21, yes.
Nice. So yeah, and so that number, the number 2 is a nurturing number, and then 1 is very much so with thoughts. And I was thinking about how I saw the clouds on the sides, as well as the number 4, and how there's 4 sides to this, even though this is a circle, right? That infinity of life, that joy, and tapping into that self-knowledge and really staying within yourself. But I just thought of the number 4 and that stability again that we even got with it, saying that right now the world in reverse is more of like a stagnant energy, or just being more slow moving energy. So, but still nonetheless there. So for the next video, we'll go into what will help us feel more at peace and what do we need more or less of in our life. But I enjoyed that one. That one was fun. I'm going to stop recording in just a little bit, but I guess just any feedback from you. What do you think? Or anything else you want to say?
No, I'm good.
Bryce. He's licking you.
My friends.
Right. What do you have to say,
So
Papa?
cute.
So I'm gonna show video of the cards now.